How's it going, Dell? We're here. We're live.
Thank you for having me. It's always great to link up with DJP.
Yep.
Did you say the DJP or is it just DJP?
I've had some people say the DJP. I've had now people come up to me now and they're like, "Oh, Dom Joseph Podcast, what's up?" They'll just say that to me. I'm like, "Oh man, you could leave the pod out. You could just say my name. That's all right, but it's all good." What are the other guys up to?
Oh, the other guys, I have no clue what they're doing. We had mentioned a little bit off air about just nailing down schedules. And it's so hard to keep track of those guys sometimes. I mean, we communicate probably daily inside of a group DM that we have, but other than that, it's kind of like just sharing memes, just kind of like talking.
So I actually have a question on one of my things, and this actually goes back to prior episodes of yours. You guys were talking about Hirsch and if he still has the fight in him. And I was listening and I heard your guys' opinions, but I guess I got to hear it from you, because do you think Hirsch still has the fight in him?
Let's see. I think that he thinks he does. Let's put it that way. I think he has the heart. I don't know if his body and his mind have the same, like, are on the same page. Because I mean, okay, to give a little context on that episode, we were talking about the game and the game, the rapper, and just how he just attacked Eminem out of nowhere. And it was like, why is he doing that? You're too old to be doing that. And then that got us thinking, like, oh, well, Hirsch was talking. Hirsch is a co-host of mine on the YAF pod, but he was talking about getting into fights with people just to see if he still has it. I don't know what it is. And at that point, we're just like, hey, man, you can't say that because that's kind of hypocritical. On one hand, you're making fun of the game. And on the other hand, you want to see if you still got it.
Yeah, I kind of went hand in hand. That was a funny. I've been keeping up actually every episode. We were driving around over in New York, and actually my girlfriend and I were listening to the one where you guys were talking about native students getting their college paid for.
Okay.
So that was like it was actually, I should say, it was probably one of the least toxic episodes I've listened to, and I was kind of thankful, when we were listening. I was just like, these guys are usually, this is a good one. Like, this was actually, like, it felt like it was not that toxic, I should say.
Yeah, I think when you said that you were listening with your girl, I was kind of like, oh man, this could go either two ways. Like, don't laugh at a joke, or you know what I mean? Like, you could laugh at the wrong thing and be in an argument quick.
Oh, I was trying to just, oh yeah, and she enjoyed it, so that was great. Yeah, I've been keeping up to date and all those things, and you guys were talking reservation dogs, because I know that's the thing everyone else is talking about right now.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
you seen the most recent one? Or actually, it's not the most recent one of this recording probably, but the one about roofing, where he goes out and roofs.
Oh yeah, I did. Where the what was his name? The guy, the cranberry juice dude.
Yeah, Dogface.
Dogface, yeah. Dogface was the one of the characters of this episode. Yeah.
What do you think of it, honestly?
I enjoyed it. It was kind of like, I mean, it was good in the sense that it was kind of poking fun at this current generation. I mean, just by how stoic the kid was and how unwilling to learn he was. And it's like these men were trying to teach him how to be a man somewhat, like trying to drop as little, like they didn't have a lot of knowledge of like being men, but they were trying to give him like some teachings that they did have. And it's like the one guy that could probably teach him something was over on the other side of the roof and didn't want to be with anyone. It's like, man, come on. But I think it was a good representation of just the circumstance that many native boys find themselves in. Like, our role models are kind of scattered and they all don't have like there's no one guy that's like the P Diddy or the guy that gives you all the information. We just piece it together the best we can with what we got, kind
of. That's a really good point. Yeah, you're right. There's not really like said person. Even if you do have a father figure in your life, you still kind of find from different aspects, like, oh, say say your uncle's a fisherman, say your other cousins, does something else, you learn from other bits and pieces.
Yeah, that's the way I think communities used to be, like indigenous communities. Like you'd have your father figures, whereas like your uncles would teach you something, or there was something that your dad didn't want to talk to you about. Your uncles would talk to you, but like let's say about the birds and the bees and stuff like that. But I
Mm.
think a lot of times, I think we've lost a little bit of that, and it was good to see that in Res Dogs.
Yeah, I think the season's really turned the knob a little to be like, oh, we're hitting you right in the gut now, like it used to be kind of like, oh yeah, that's Skodan and stuff like that. And I mean, it still has that aspect, but I feel like it's like let's connect even on a deeper level. And I think that's pretty cool. Um, but I was really excited to see the positive reinforcement of the Native men around, even if they
Oh
aren't
yeah.
doing, the greatest of things. Like I'm not harping on roofing at all, but um, it's like, hey, it's like we still got to make ends meet too. So it showed him that good aspect, I think.
Yeah, it was nice to see. I mean, his dad obviously wasn't there, and his dad left him, didn't want to pick him up from the airport. And it's like, even though that happened, there were still men around to try and just like, I guess, give the kid advice.
Hmm. Have you seen
So-
oh, sorry, if you had something else to say.
oh no, you're good.
Have you seen the other one that people are watching is Prey? I think you guys were talking about that too.
Oh yeah, Prey was really good. The girl
Yeah.
annoyed me the first half. I mean, I might have that opinion, but she annoyed me in the first. I think it's because everyone was dying around her.
What do you mean? Oh, like how you're like, how was no one getting her kind of thing? Is that where it was coming
No,
from?
like everyone was dying around her, and she seemed to be the reason why people were dying. Like, let's
Mm,
say she doesn't run away, they don't go after her, they might not get killed like that. I don't know. I mean, that thing was hunting, so it probably would have found him.
hmm. Yeah. I mean, that there is that point. I'm trying to think. I think it was cool how they went in context and how they had like the settlers and all them. That was like kind of historically accurate. How they would come. I never knew this. It sounds messed up that I didn't, but they would come and just hunt and skin buffaloes, and then you couldn't take the meat. It was just like a fuck you, really.
Yeah, that was like, okay, that was the most despicable thing of that movie, is just seeing all those buffalo just skinned and
Hmm.
just left there. And it's like, man, that's worse than the guy hunting animals and taking skulls.
Yeah, like it's just like what a waste. Like you're not even. Yeah, so that part hit me pretty well, but um, I think it was pretty good. I mean, it got the recognition. We're kind of so I haven't seen Dark Winds yet. I haven't seen Rutherford yet, but I've seen Res Dogs and Prey. What's the other one? Am I missing one? I know I am. There's others. People will be like, "How did you not know about the AAA movie? That was in Oklahoma."
There's always gonna be that.
Hmm.
I mean, like, okay, with Prey, the one thing that bugged me is like seeing non-indigenous people review it, and they're trying to
Mm.
like make this connection between Billy and the female lead in Prey. Billy's the native guy from the first Predator movie, the guy that cuts
Oh,
an
I haven't
X on his
seen it.
chest.
I don't
Yeah,
think I've seen
so
it.
like one of the things that people are trying to make is like, is Billy a descendant of so and so? And they're
Mm.
like, bro, they're not even in the same tribe. Like they treat us as if we're like fictional characters, as if they can write a backstory to be like, oh yeah, and then this is how they met, and this is how they're descendants. And it's like, bro, we have history. Like, no, you can't
Mhm.
write us like this kind of thing. But that was the only like issue I've seen.
So more of like the critique and the fan fiction almost.
Yeah, I guess it's the idea that it's almost as if people are treating us like the rebels and the rebel empire, like
Mm.
fictional things. Like, oh yeah, we can just write a prequel about Luke Skywalker and how he did this. And like, no, bro, we're not like fiction. We're not fictional characters. We're actually living beings, kind of thing. Like how we
Hmm.
have a history.
Oh, sorry, I had a sweet tart. Didn't realize it was gonna be a loud crunch.
Yeah,
Um,
so it's kind of like if there was a Navajo character in Predator, they would probably try and say, "Oh, that Comanche warrior is related to this Navajo somehow." Like, that's a really
don't
big
make
stretch.
sense.
Yes, it's one of those things.
Oh my
But other than
goodness,
that,
that's
I love the movie. I mean, it was great. I love the Predator. I love the design. Like it really was better than a lot of the other Predator movies. I mean, I've seen all the Predator movies. I will say that it's probably right, almost equal, if not a little bit less likable than the first Predator.
mm-hmm.
But I'm a big Arnold fan, so I can't get past that.
Do you think? Okay, this is. I don't know if you're a Star Wars guy too. I should ask that next. Um, but just because it's newer and the graphics and all that helps, you're kind of like, oh, this is better. Do you think that ever like kind of, because I know it did for me when I watched like the Star Wars episode 3 compared to the old ones. I'm like, oh, this is way better and I'd rather watch this. Is that kind of the same thing or no?
Probably not, because I will say that like none of the other like the sequels or prequels to in the Predator franchise were as good as the first or the second one. Like I
Mm.
used to rip on the one with Danny Glover, but Danny
Oh yeah.
Glover is his only fault was not being Arnold. Like if you
Mhm.
throw Arnold in that movie, then that movie's just like it's out of here. It's a huge hit. But just because he wasn't Arnold, it kind of got dinged. But now I
Mm.
went back to that one. I'm like, okay, this one, I looked at it through this lens, and it's really actually pretty good. It's better than all its predecessors, and it
Did
didn't have the
he
best graphics.
did he actually just say I'm not going to do it? Was it Arnold, or is that why they filled it? Because I'm sure like
Uh,
he did the first 3.
I don't know. He must. I really don't know why he didn't do the second one.
Or someone was probably like, hey, it's like, Spider-Man, it's Garfield's turn now, bro, or it's Holland's turn, like let's get someone else in there.
Yeah, or
I don't
you
know.
like you don't want to get typecast. Like you don't want to be
Yeah.
the Predator guy forever.
You I gotta call, you know, if I was typecasted and I was typecasted as like Harry Potter or something, I'd be like, you know what? I made it. Like, I don't know though. Would you want to be typecasted? That's a good question.
I don't know, because I guess whose career would you rather have? Would you rather have like let's say a Toby Maguire
Mhm.
or a Joaquin Phoenix? Because you
Yeah.
can't really like place Joaquin Phoenix. He's just all over the place. I mean, I still see him as Johnny Cash, but
Dang, I'm gonna probably show my age here. I just see him as the Joker because that's the first thing I kind of heard of him as. And so people are gonna be like, dude, he's been in way more stuff.
Okay, Gladiator. You've never seen? Have you seen Gladiator?
The one with Russell Crowe?
Yes,
Is he in that?
he's the bad guy in that movie.
No way. I gotta see what he looks like.
The one that like does the finger
I'm looking it
thing.
up.
Yeah, Joaquin
Gladiator.
Phoenix was in Gladiator.
Oh
He's
god,
the
now I'm kind of now I
villain.
can't.
He's the
Okay.
antagonist. That's funny though. You are a little bit younger though.
Oh, okay. Wow, he looks way different. He
Okay,
totally
how
looks
about
like
this?
he's from that era.
Signs. Have you seen Signs?
Okay, I remember like one time I was like, it was in like one of my cousin's living rooms or something. I was coming back from the fridge and it was like on DirecTV Guide channel and stuff. And I read the description and like the first couple minutes played, but no, I didn't watch it.
Okay, how about that movie Her? You seen Her?
Scary one?
No, it's about like this AI. He falls in love with an AI. It's
No.
Scarlett Johansson's voice. It's Her is really good.
I have to. Everyone's probably like, Dom, you haven't seen these movies? These are classics.
How have you not seen this? You seem like you'd be up on like I guess mainstream media.
I like to think I am, but movies. I mean, I guess maybe give me another one. Maybe like another not Joaquin Phoenix.
Okay, how about
Let's see if
this?
I can test to your.
Okay, how about Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind? I think that's what it's called. Jim Carrey.
Okay, That is probably the longest movie title I've ever heard, other than that new one that just came out, Everywhere Happening one.
Oh, that one was good. I like that. I
Yeah,
watched that.
I have not seen the one that you said prior to that though.
Oh, but you watched the Everything Happening or something, the one with subtitles?
I think it was really good. I think it had a good meaning, but it was here's my one thing about it.
Okay.
And I'm trying to remember what the movie's called so I could tell people who are listening.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up too.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
everything, everywhere, all at once. That's the
okay.
movie title.
And that came out this spring. My one thing is I think it could have been like 35 minutes shorter.
Okay, I can see that, like a director's cut or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I get that. I really okay. You're the second person to tell me that, so I see that. I enjoyed it. It fully. I like the message, and I do like the idea of just. I mean, it's what the main theme is to just be kind. Actually, I think the main theme is to like live inside of your moment, like live in the moment. Don't be living out like inside your head or elsewhere.
Like grass is greener in another life. Like, oh, I could have done this if I wouldn't have been with you. Kind of feel like that's what I got, because we were talking about this yesterday, so that's why it's kind of fresh in my mind. The feeling I got was like, you know how the woman was like, oh, I could have been this famous actress.
Yeah.
And then the guy ended up being famous too, and they still met. And he was like, you know, like, I would have way rather, I feel like something's missing. I feel like I would have rather had like just done taxes and had a laundromat with you. And then the scene ended. Or like, you know, so that was cool. It's like, you know, it's like kind of some respect.
Yeah, I think that was the main thing, is like she thought her man's was a loser, like currently in the life they were leading, but it showed that he could be successful without her too. So it's not just like, oh, you're not a loser. It's like he just enjoys being with her.
Yeah. Yeah. So take that one.
Yeah, take that. Take that, love.
Okay. What are you gonna do if someone like punches you, knocks you out, and that's the last thing you hear is like, take that, or what, another piece or something cringe? Like, I feel like I wouldn't want to wake up after that. If someone says take that after they knock me out, I'm done.
Jeez, take that. You know what? Then I'm just gonna eat it and be like, okay, well, you won that one.
That's definitely Hirsch right there. He's definitely a take that kind of guy after he's done.
Take that.
He's probably gonna, I hope he hears that. But would you get a number 7 or would you get a number 1 at McDonald's over there, or what?
I got a number 2B.
Oh yeah, they have the letters now.
That is a quarter pounder with cheese that has bacon on it.
Oh, you got a Royale with cheese.
Sometimes you just have to like indulge, man.
Dude, I had McDonald's the other day. I actually got this funny story. I was over by our outlet mall on our res, and they have mobile order pickup now. And I was like, all right. There was a long line, so I was like, I'm gonna just go to the mobile order, because it's gonna be faster. And I think everyone's always hyping it up on like TikTok, like, oh, you should use the McDonald's app to get like perks. I'm like, all right, I'll try it out. And so I get there, I park, and I couldn't download the app. I tried to connect to the McDonald's Wi-Fi, couldn't download it. And that time I spent in the lot, I could have already gotten my food. And I was like, so I just went in the drive-through and I usually get it used to be a number 10. I think it's a number 7 now. The 2 cheeseburgers and fries.
That's all the ones that they smash. It's like,
yeah,
throw it in the bag. Okay.
Yep, I like those ones, but I get no onions.
I get no onions too. And
yeah.
You know what? It's worse for that burger because I think they put those like rice onions on there.
Yeah, the little tiny ones.
Yes, the ones that don't come off. You have to like scrape them.
Yep. Oh yeah, I remember as a kid, you know, because when you're with people, you don't want to be the picky guy, but sometimes you are around people you're comfortable with. But like, say it was like a new friend, or like it's after practice, and I was like, oh yeah, the number 7, and then I would get like the wrapper and like scrape it off, and then crumple the thing, and oh my god, I had it down.
Yeah, see those, you know, the little tiny onions. I don't understand why. Like, you can pick off the big ones, but it's like those little ones. You're just there, ruins the whole meal. Because if one of those little thing gets like, if you get a taste of that, it ruins the whole like burger.
And one little bite, or it's like, and then also the thing with those little like McDonald's onions is like they'll get right here on your hand, and you're just like, just like ketchup on there, and you're like trying to wipe it off, and oh my god, yeah. So I had McDonald's the other day too. It's a delicacy, man. People, I've been in a lot of conversations with people who, I don't like it, dude. That sucks, man. Because I'm going.
It's kind of like Taco Bell. Like I know that Taco Bell is crappy Mexican food. Like it's not even Mexican, but it's crappy tacos. But I like it. I enjoy it. Like there's a comfort there.
Trying to think here.
Like the Mexican pizza.
I never had one. Actually, no, I don't think I had them because I was just like, I don't want them. Not because I like was disgusted by them. I just would always, when I would go to Taco Bell, which I don't go there often. Actually not a lot because I usually veto it. I say I'd rather go to McDonald's. But I like Burger King too.
Burger King's good. What do you get from Burger King?
I just get the $1 cheeseburgers, the chicken fries. I used to get the Whopper when I was a kid to like prove I could eat a lot, but now I don't feel like I've proven myself. So now I just kind of get the chicken fries and the $1 cheese. I used to get the fry burgers when they would put the fries on there for you.
You're like a college student. You're still in college, right?
Yep. Your
mom goes to college?
Yeah, I am still in college.
Have you seen them? Tell me you've seen Napoleon Dynamite at least.
Oh, dude, millions. I could.
Okay.
My buddy danced to that. He did the same thing of Napoleon for a talent show one time. That was real cool. He had like the fro and everything.
So wait, last time we talked, you were going to go to college. You were trying to decide where to go. Did you end up? So you're a Husky now, right?
Yeah, I am. It still kind of pains me to say it.
Okay, because that's what the Zoom invite had a big W on it, and I was like, hey, that's orange. I thought he was that's purple. I thought he was a cougar.
Yeah, I mean, I still got my Cougar Dreamcatcher. I'd move it, but I don't want to mess up my. It would like say it's disconnected, but I still. Oh wait, look at this! I can just grab it. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
But, okay, so you're like Hirsch then. So you're going to school at the rival. Yep. It's strictly business.
Exactly.
Like you're just handling your business and going.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing. I've thought about. I'm thinking about doing PhD after, and I've looked at schools down there, where you guys are actually at U of A, and then also down at the UC schools.
Oh, cool.
That would be cool, but
Dr.
PhDs kind of, I mean, that would be dope, but I just don't know if that's the right route, what I want to do. I'm still at the radio station, and it's pays the bills kind of thing.
At least it's better than Nordstrom, right?
Yeah, the thing is about Nordstrom is I was just talking to Quinn about this. It's like I was around people my age, like, oh, what's up? Like, what do we do? But even then, I was still kind of like, nah. But
so at I take it at the radio, you're a little bit around older people.
Exactly.
Okay,
I got this fry bread going right here.
Damn, you are super indigenous.
Today, I guess today I am. It was my auntie's birthday yesterday. Funny story. I was leaving. You always make a to-go plate when you leave. There's only 3 pieces of fry bread left. There's about 8 of us there. Me, I'm looking for like a way out, looking at, dinner on the way out. Like, all right, what can I grab? And my auntie actually hid the fry bread like on like the top like level, right, kind of by the fridge, like above the fridge level. And I was like, oh, she just put it up there so it wouldn't get cold. But I think she was trying to hide it. And I grabbed it, and I was like, I told my mom, so I'm gonna grab one of these, and she's like, oh, you should ask first. And I was like, all right, fine. And I was like, Auntie, how many pieces of fry bread do you want me to leave? And she's like, all of them. I was like, what? She still ended up giving me this piece, but it was just funny that she's just like, all of them. She doesn't sound like that, and if she's listening, I hope she.
Yeah, that was a terrible answer. All
Yeah.
of them. All of them. Jeez, sorry, Auntie.
Yeah, that was a funny time. But I've been also meaning to ask you too. I hear you guys argue and on YAF, the podcast that you host, and sorry, I'm stuff in my face here. It's not very polite to people who are listening, or you who's listening. So the last argument I remember hearing that got into it was the housing one, which I'll give you my opinion here in a sec. But has there been an argument on your podcast, your co-host, that you've actually it made you kind of think and you were like upset even after the recording? You're like, fuck, like how could they say some dumb shit like that?
Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
okay, unfairly, I think it was one of the more recent episodes. Hirsch was talking about how like getting on me to prove how he was crapping on women, and so I added his voice saying, if we elect the female president, we're all gonna die. And I played that a couple of times. I looped that in a little bit. And so I was still kind of heated after our episode.
Wait,
But yeah,
so
there are times.
You got to say that again. I kind of got lost there. Like he said that you don't like women in an elected position or something. What, you got to redo it real quick.
He was basically saying that I was stating that he didn't support female leadership, and then he was putting the onus on me to prove it. And he was like, what did I say? So it's kind of like that Trump thing, like people like what Trump supporters would do. If you're a Trump supporter, I'm sorry, but most of the time it's like, prove that I didn't do it. Well, now you're putting the onus on me, and I gotta do all this research just to prove something that you just stated out of nowhere. But yeah, sometimes it does get a little bit heated, and I think a lot of the time, well, more recently, because we've been doing podcasts for so long, so sometimes it's like you just gotta, I think we all just kind of go in there and kind of just want to poke the bear a little bit sometimes.
I think that's what's fun about it. I think that's with the group. I feel like in native, or I shouldn't say just native country, but when you get around the guys, it's like poke the bear. Who's gonna get upset first? Who's gonna break first?
So Hirsch loves playing that game though. Like Hirsch is he's always going to try and poke the bear first. So it's kind of like you go into a conversation with him, you're like, damn it, don't let him get to you. Don't let him.
Oh my gosh. Every time I see anything LeBron or anything like that, I just start tagging. I was dying. Okay, it just sounds like I'm just a huge fan sometimes now. When you guys were talking about how he posted about the Cardinals Kyler Murray extension, he posted it and he was
yeah.
And you guys are, you're a Cardinals fan now. And he got all defensive.
No, like the thing is he spent one of his posts, not just a story, but like his post of like, bro, you could have did that in a story.
There's a lot of posts that I feel like people do. You're like, dude, this could have been there's that a lot. This could have been a story.
That's what I always tell myself now. I think social media has too many rules.
Yeah.
Because it's like you gotta see. Okay, so if you go on Herschel's IG page, it's Big Hirsch _58. His third picture is a picture of Kyler Murray, so it makes it seem as if he is a Cardinals fan. So you got to check it out. I mean, I don't know if he's private or public, but if he's public, just take a look.
He might be public, I think. Speaking of public, public news, public social media, and things people see, you guys have gotten some controversy with other native TikTok star, or TikTok influencer, Two Braids, who I've never heard of until your guys's because I follow you guys.
Dang.
Yeah. But I kind of took a deep dive into it, and if you would please elaborate what happened between you and Two Braids for people who don't know.
So what happened with the native influencer TikTok sensation Two Braids and us was that he was just I mean, I get it. He uses his platform sometimes to direct some of his attention towards some things that he's very like passionate about. So like there's some MMIW stuff that he raises issues about or calls out other people that may be considered predators in the community. But one thing that started happening, and I saw the line start to blur, is like this guy was using his platform to almost bully people, it seemed like. So like starting to let's say comment against like guys that only have, let's say, 300 followers and aren't really like doing anything. They're speaking their mind. Maybe it's not all the way 100% politically correct, but it doesn't come off as malicious. And what I didn't appreciate was him just like cutting out pieces of video, because on TikTok you can cut out what you want to hear, and painted someone in a picture that wasn't complete and made this guy look like trash. And with Two Braids, all his followers will go and like spam like the person that he's calling out.
Dang.
And so it's like, come on, man, you can't be talking about like trying to be inspirational yet bullying people. I mean, how's that work? So I was like, okay, let's see, let's poke the bear a little bit.
And you guys succeeded from what because he reposted you guys.
Yeah,
I eventually saw.
And that's his thing now, is just reposting negative comments. Like a lot of the stuff he's posting are comments from March. I was like, come on, guy. I mean, I get people say negative things about you, but you gotta have thick skin, man.
Dang,
because one thing about his followers is they all try to like they thought we were like caping for Modern Warrior.
What?
And that was the weirdest thing, yeah. And because people kept commenting on us like, oh, he's way better than Modern Warrior. We're like, bro, Modern Warrior can get it too. Like we're open. Like we don't like him as well. Like it's just one of those things.
I mean, I saw it and I was like, I'll be honest, like I wanted to jump in just to jump on the team YAF. And I was just like, man, is this worth like all this? But next time if it surfaces, I'm definitely jumping in, being like, yo, I'm team YAF, bro. We got 3 syllables in my pod. They got 3 syllables. You know, we gotta stay together.
No, it wasn't really anything serious.
That's good.
Honestly, it was just like kind of just like I said, just poking the bear. If anything, his audience is probably more like more I don't know, more pestering than he is.
He's got the angry mob, man. He's got the pitchforks and fire sticks behind him. You know,
yeah,
that's what you gotta worry about.
I think like you're younger than myself, Hirsch, and Adrian, but the social media stuff really doesn't get to us the same. Like I understand that this newer generation put a lot more value in like social media and interaction like that. So I can see how that mob would kind of like maybe hurt some people's egos or force them to like make their page private and stuff. So kind of But it's funny to see people try and get at you. Like they just try anything. They're like, you know what? Your video only got 4 views. His got 4,000. And you're like, okay, that's cool.
You're like, bro, that's just the algorithm, man.
Yeah, like,
like you just lucked out that day, or you know, whatever that is. I try to I've been trying to do the post a day thing still, you know, but that's hard, you know. I'm just trying to stay afloat.
Yeah, okay. This is our only suggestion for you, is like you post such a little part of the comment that when we're like your discussion, like when we're really trying to get into it, it ends and you're like, come on, man. Like
I actually heard that advice. Lately I've been trying to make it longer.
Yes,
because I
appreciate that.
Yeah. Because they used to be, well, here's what I don't remember. Somebody's like, oh, do short clips, a whole bunch of short ones. And I'm like, And I was kind of on the fence about it. And I was just like, I'm just going to keep doing me. And then I heard it from you guys. And it's like, you know what? I'm going to do like a longer one. And now, like the recipe is like, I'll just say it out loud because I'm not trying to gatekeep. That's another thing. People who gatekeep like content, like, oh, I'm not gonna tell people how I make it because then blah 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 blah. Like, dude, I'll tell everyone right now. This is what I do. I aim for like 17 seconds at least, and then I try to do something new. I try to put a picture. I change the camera or something, or I put a timer bar or something every 3 seconds or 2 to 3 seconds. So like you're stimulated. But yeah, I did take that advice. I've been trying to actually do longer ones. My one that went like the most viral was like 50 seconds, actually. The one where I asked people what their favorite gas station stuff was like a minute. But then people started getting mad. Like,
about what? Like, how can you get mad at gas stations?
It's hilarious.
Well, actually, you know what? It's social media.
People were like, oh, this is actually fucked up and sad, dude. Like, how could you post something like this? Because, you know, like, it's sad to see like your community only likes hot Cheetos and Pepsi. Like, shouldn't you guys want more? Damn. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, and I just laugh at them. Most of the time in my comments, I just kind of just try to toy and poke bad at them. And not like necessarily like maliciously, but I'll be like, dude, like, you didn't even use the right two, or like I just kind of like deflect it kind of.
Okay.
But I was really shocked that people were really that upset about hearing what the people's favorite gas station snacks were. It's like people really reach.
They will do that. Like anything that you say can be taken out of context or misinterpreted, and it's like, well, I really don't. I didn't mean that. I think one thing that people don't really understand about social media is that we to an extent we care what people think about us, but I don't know how you feel, but I have a group of people that I respect and then I value their opinions. As long as they're telling me it's all right, that was cool, you didn't go too far, then it's kind of like, all right, I'm cool with that. And I like other people's validation really doesn't mean anything. So like the social media, people saying anything about me or the pod is kind of like, well, thanks for listening. Really can't do too much.
It's kind of like what we just talked about with those onions. It's like, all right, if you like onions, fuck, I don't care.
Yeah, see, people could probably get mad about us taking onions off, and they're like, God, that changes the burger.
It's like, you're not eating it, bro. Oh man, that's one of those things. Looking around in here to change the subject, I have one blanket behind me. I have another blanket in front of me. I have, another native blanket on my bed, and I have 3 out in the living room. I got to ask you, how many native or Pendleton blankets do you got in your place?
I probably have like 4. God, I was thinking about it, like, I don't know, 4 is a lot for me, but I think if I have 4, the thing is, I never use them, so it's almost as if I'm hoarding them for like that one time. That like these blankets are probably only gonna see like a butt or see a person, right? Like 5 times throughout my lifetime. So it's like, dang. Other than that, I'm just keeping them.
Yeah. So which ones are? So I'm guessing there's one that's like probably you were gifted, right? Like,
yes.
Yep. Like what, graduation or a new job or something?
Yes.
Okay. And then let me see. Your other one is probably maybe a Christmas or birthday gift.
Something like that. And then the other ones, like you always have one that someone forgets, and so it's like, oh, now you're the you're the caretaker of the blanket. Because natives, we forget stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a native thing, but like I have like my niece's shirts in the closet. My dad left his what we call his makeup bag, but it's like the stuff that he keeps his deodorant and toothpaste.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Stuff in. So everyone leaves stuff here, man.
Dude. What is it about those like toiletry bags that like, like I've gotten them as gifts and they're great.
I have a Pendleton one.
But it's just something funny about like seeing like a grown man like just coming in there and he's got his toiletry. I mean, it's me too. I use them, but like it's just something funny. Like, oh yeah, it's in my bag. Let me go grab it. They go grab and they're holding it like this. It's just like, oh, it looks like a hydro, bro.
No, I think it's like one of those things. It's funny to see someone else have it, but it's better than like having all your stuff in like a clear clear Ziploc.
Oh,
And that
the
guy that
Walmart
always
bag.
has, yeah, so it's better than that. And even though you make fun of him, it's kind of like, man, I wish I had one.
Yeah, because when you don't, you're like, and then you're like fumbling, and then you drop your toothbrush on the YMCA on the
Yes.
ground. You're like, fuck, man. Oh man, it's a special place in my heart for the Y too. I mean, I used to shower there a lot. I mean, I still do when I check in and stuff. And
Why are you checking out the Y? You used to work there or what?
no, I mean, I go there and work out.
Okay.
But they have saunas and like steam rooms in some of them. So then sometimes you go it's nice to go get a good shower in. And it was like, for people who maybe have a lot of people who are living with them and like maybe shower time is kind of like, hey, hurry up, I gotta go.
Yeah.
That's what was nice about like the Y. I'm not saying that was like necessarily my household, but you could take your time. Unless you're riding with someone.
Oh man.
But another question I gotta ask you is I just ran out of paper towels. Are you a paper towel guy? Or are you like a dish towel guy?
I am a paper towel guy.
Yes, go.
It's funny that you say that though. I was watching a TikTok the other day, and it was I don't know what Gen X. Gen X is before my generation. And they're talking about millennials and the things millennials do. And they're like, yeah, it's weird. This is a Gen Xer speaking. Like, yeah, these millennials, they don't like to use full size paper towels. And I was like,
oh yeah,
that is true. Cause I like the ones that aren't a full sheet, but are half.
yeah.
And even if I'm doing something small, like I use those little floss picker thingies.
Yeah.
I'll tear the half sheet in half just because I don't want to use a full one.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I never really realized that about myself. I'm starting to notice that your generation is starting to poke fun at my generation.
Oh, we're coming for you, dude.
Yeah, because there's like all these TikToks about like the things that millennials do, and they're like they always use GIFs. They always add music to their stories. Their posts are symmetrical. Like what?
Wait, what do you mean? Like GIFs, like GIFs and GIFs.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Oh, I thought you meant like GIFs. I was like, man, I use GIFs. Fuck.
Wait, you use GIFs? Wait, GIFs or GIFs?
I thought you meant you were saying GIFs like with a T. Like I was like, I use GIFs for like birthday, but you meant like GIFs without the
GIFs.
T.
Yes.
I like using GIFs, but I don't use them in the texts. Like I could see someone's age through GIFs. But then there's like there's a way. And I feel like some people, I mean, I think I use some corny GIFs and it looks funny. Or no, not GIFs. It's stickers you guys are using. That's what you guys are using. Like the virtual ones. Those are the ones. I'm trying to think of stuff I've thought of like pointing out.
There's something called the millennial pause. They say, look at the way millennials record videos. There's always this pause to make sure that it's recording. So it's like, hello, I'm sorry, like, hello, and it's like this like 2-second pause before the video starts.
Yeah, it's like it's like you're on the news and they're like, oh, back to you, Tom. And
yes,
they go, thanks.
And that's what it is, because we come from that generation where it wasn't immediate. Like if you watch TikTok videos, your generation's getting right to the action. Like, hey, this is what we're doing today. And then my generation is like, hello, how are you doing? Like, make sure that the camera works. I didn't notice that.
I feel like we're gonna get roasted for that though. Like, hey guys, what's going on? This is Dom Joseph Podcast here. Smash that like button. We're already getting made fun of. Like, who's after us then? What are we? If you guys are Gen X, you guys are millennials. We're X.
Yeah, millennials. Yeah, I'm a millennial. I thought you're Gen Z.
Am I? I'm 97.
Let's see. When is
Or
Gen Z?
are all my late 90s people going, oh yeah, the 90s. I remember, like, bro, you were like
Gen
2.
Z, 97 to 2012.
So I'm Gen Z.
You are Gen Z.
So who's after me then? Who's making fun of me now? Because that's how it goes.
Okay, let's see.
Probably
Gen
like
Alpha.
oh, lame. Like they get to be called that?
Yeah, 2010 to 2024. Dang, Alpha, they're like the top of the food chain then.
Oh, they think so. So do you think, okay, this is a good question. A lot of people like harp on iPad kids, and like, especially that's like, it's a common thing to like be like, oh look, he's watching YouTube as he eats, he's an iPad kid. I'm like, dude, that's me. Like, I didn't like necessarily grow up with an iPad. We had them, but like, see, look, there's like, I've already gotten made fun of like for that. Like, I'm like, damn, do I use my like, am I watching things? Is that like a bad thing to do now? Like, am I supposed to stare at the wall if I'm there alone? Like, I don't get
I don't
that.
know. I don't know. I like YouTube. I like watching YouTube while I eat. You're right. Sitting at the table and you're just like, okay, cool. Let me pull up a video about something strange like Dragon Ball Z or something. And I'll just listen.
I need to go see that new one. I haven't seen it.
Good.
I've heard. I haven't seen Z. I haven't seen Super yet, and everyone's just telling me to just go to the Tournament of Power and just watch that part and then watch the movie, which I think is a good idea.
You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to watch any of the filler before that because the filler is just like introducing you to Frieza again.
Oh, he comes back again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. I mean, like,
you would have found out in the Tournament of Power.
No, I mean, like, oh, like he's again, like he's still alive. Like this guy comes back like 3 times a season. I'm saying,
yeah, he's back again.
But he's cool. He's fun though. I like his. Okay, here's another thing. I know we only got a couple things left, so Frieza's actually on the verge. I've seen on TikTok of getting canceled. They don't like his like. People I've seen react to Frieza and how he uses the word monkey. People don't, yeah, like he's like under fire for that. Like I saw people like, this should be taken out of here on TikTok. And I'm like, damn, like
why? I mean, I can make the stretch about, but is it that community getting mad or is it another community acting on behalf of a different community? Because I guess monkey can be used as a racial a way to degrade a certain race.
But it seemed like a reach in a cartoon.
Yeah, because the Saiyans turn into big apes. They're apes. They're golden. Like they turn into apes. Yeah,
that's the thing I was saying. I was like, people probably don't look at Dragon Ball. I don't think the person understood who stitched it because they just took the part they wanted to, like you said earlier. I think that's the thing about social is that you could pick and piece together what you want to argue against. Back then, it was like, you couldn't really edit things together. You'd be like, oh, you would hear the whole thing. Nowadays, you tell someone to watch a 13-minute clip on YouTube, they're like checking how much time is left on there. Like, dude, I don't have time for this. Like back then, they'd be like, oh, I'll watch the whole thing. But I think that's what happened. They stitched it. They're like, oh, this is offensive, but they didn't probably know context of like Dragon Ball Z guys are actually like, they have tails and like they actually are monkeys.
Yeah, they grow into the apes and I don't know, man.
But all right, so my last 2 questions kind of go into YAF. Was there any controversy between the 3 of you when you made the intro and you were the first voice that they hear? Or was that kind of like, you know what, let's, Dell's kind of, we'll give him the captain spot here. He's going to be the first voice, or he's going to be the leader here. Would you classify, I don't know. I just feel like I hear Dell's voice first. I was wondering if Adrian or Hirsch was like, why is Dell first? You guys probably didn't even matter. You guys probably were like, oh, whatever. But what was the intention behind the theme song, I think?
I don't think that they really care, and I don't think we've ever thought about it. Like,
Mhm.
I think that part is taken from like some promo or some audio that we did, like that. Just like the virtual sweat and just the idea of taking off your like you hear Adrian tell someone to take off their clothes, and it just sounds interesting. And so it's like, okay, let's just use that. And it just turned into that. I
Just
think it's just more so exciting to have something that sounded somewhat professional.
Mhm.
Like when you hear it was because before that we didn't have like a theme song or an intro. So it's like
Mhm.
we got an intro and it was like, oh man, this is cool. Actually
Mhm.
sounds legit now. Just not
Yeah.
starting an episode.
Dude, who made it? Did you make it?
No, the younger guy that used to be on did Cordell.
Oh yeah, I never got to meet him.
Yeah, he got a little bit busy, and he's still busy. He's really busy. He's doing some like film work. I know he works for a broadcast company,
Mhm. Does he still
tribal
does he
tribal
still do
broadcast
that?
company.
Does
Yeah, he's
he makes intros and stuff?
no. He doesn't have enough time, man.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, hey, if he's a freelancer, I need to get a theme song. I'm about to try to do the okay, this is kind of my statement. I'm gonna try to be like the native Bruno Mars of the pod world. That's what I'm gonna try to do. That's
You
why I
do
had this.
covers?
No, I mean I'm not a singer. I'm just gonna do the fashion.
Oh, that's why you had that cool shirt and those
Yeah.
shades the other day.
Yep.
I
That's
like that. I'll be honest,
yeah.
that uh, out of all your videos, that's the one that I was drawn to.
Because of the glasses and stuff. I still got them right
Yes.
here. Funny story actually. I went to Sunglasses Hut to go try to find glasses, and they were like the aviators I wanted, that like the ones that are close to ones he has, because he has probably designer shit and stuff. So I was like trying to get something close, and I picked up these Ray-Ban aviators. They're like, oh yeah, those are like $171. I was like, dude, I just got paid, but I don't want to spend all my money on this. So I went to Walmart, found two pairs for $14, and one of them was one I wore. So I was like, hey, this is good for now until I get like some actual good ones, you know.
No, you don't ever need good ones because you're probably gonna lose those.
Exactly. Like I
And it
don't
doesn't
know.
matter.
Yeah, dude, I'm glad we're on the same page on that because, but yeah, I tried to do I even had the tank with the shirt too. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go for it and keep the glasses on the whole time. That's funny.
Let's see. Okay. All right. I do like those shades. And you do have the tank, and you have is that an orca?
Yep,
Orca necklace?
that's I don't have it on. What the heck? That's our tribe that we're our Tulalip tribes is killer whales. That's like our, I don't want to say mascot, but like our logo, or you know,
Did you see that killer whales were hunting great whites? I
were
saw a
they?
TikTok of like
Dude,
a pack of whales killing a great white.
dude, killer whales are like dicks. Like they don't fuck around. Have you seen that one where they're like fucking with the seals too on the icebergs? Have you seen that?
Yeah.
It's fucked up. Yeah, I've heard some whales and some dolphins do some fucked up things in the water. I've
I
heard
wonder
like,
who wins though. Like, do the dolphins out crazy the killer whales?
I don't know.
Because I
Like
feel
they're
like dolphins are like the dicks of the sea. Like they're the ones
yeah.
that are just causing a lot of shit.
Yeah, they're doing like rated R stuff to other animals. And they're like picking on sea cucumbers and stuff.
They're doing rated R stuff to other animals.
Oh,
I need to
dude,
look
like
that up.
um yeah, they be like sexually like assaulting other animals. Like
Holy crap!
for fun. Like they'll grab seals and like it's not, you know, I'm not trying to laugh or nothing, but like they be like assaulting them.
That's like, yeah,
Look
it's
at you
terrible
laughing.
laugh at. It's terrible laugh at, but it's like I
Not
don't know,
funny.
man. Like why dolphins? They look so harmless. It's like it's
Oh,
always the
dude.
harmless ones.
I'm doing every time if you seen them, they're like, they'll get people like that go visit them at like SeaWorld and they'll like hump them.
I saw that one like a
Yeah.
video of some girl getting humped by
A
a
dolphin.
dolphin. Yeah.
Dude, they're dirty minded, man. They gotta maybe get a workout program in.
Yeah, I think they're one of the only other like beings that don't have sex to just procreate. Like they actually enjoy it.
Really? Yeah, because a lot of
Yeah,
animals just do it to make another kid.
yeah, just to fulfill their animal lust.
Okay, I gotta look this up. What animals
Enjoy
have
sex.
have sex to just do it? People were like, "What are they talking about here?"
Like, who is like? Okay, so as if no one's ever thought about this. I mean,
Okay.
everyone's thought about it, and they're just like, you know what? I never thought about that, but then
Oh,
secretly,
okay, so I guess cats do it. Um,
dirty cats.
yeah, so bottlenose dolphins, bonobos. Do you know what a bonobo is?
The gene company.
That's exactly what I thought. Bonobos animal. Let's see. I think it's a monkey. Yeah, it's okay. So it's a monkey. African lions.
Okay,
Oh,
bonobo.
giraffes be getting it down.
Okay, so giraffes. You know that you might as
Like,
well. Your next along.
and then rams. Rams do it.
You know what? I could see some rams. Navajo. We have a lot of rams.
Do you guys
You
have
know what?
rams? Is that your, like what's your guys' animal? You guys
Probably
have clans
sheep.
out there, don't you?
Clams.
No, clans. Like, do you guys have like clans? What are your guys' clan animals?
Oh no, we don't. There's no like animal, but I would say probably. I mean, what's on our Navajo Nation seal? Probably bears.
Mm. Oh, so that's like for your casino letterhead. That's what they use as a bear.
No, actually, if you had to define Navajo by an animal, it'd probably be sheep. We're very. I mean,
Really?
you probably heard Hirsch talk about it a lot, but sheep. It's what we do. We like to raise them. We have sheep herders. Like
That's
during
cool.
the winter, there's people that take them up to the mountains. The sheep camp.
Dude, sheep camp sounds like a dope name of something. Like, yo, the sheep camp. Like, I would rename my pod. You know, I've actually thought about that. I thought about renaming the pod. I don't.
What would you name it?
I've said it this past 2 episodes, and I'm not trying to really speak it into existence, but um, it's just been something on my mind. I don't know. I
You're
just
gonna
feel
call
like
it like orca.
I feel like merch would be easier to sell,
Yeah, merch is always difficult.
but then that's also like I don't have to put Dom Joseph. I just put a cool design and I put like a Dom Joseph tag. You know, you don't need a like a jersey, but
No,
yeah,
you need a jersey.
I want to make a baseball jersey.
You know what the problem is? I think this is the problem for us. I don't know what to call our like hive or our listeners. Like, it seems like people get cool names. Like Nicki Minaj has the Barbs, Beyonce has the Beehive.
Oh yeah, you're right. You guys can call them the. I mean, yeah, you guys could say nephews and nieces, but
Yeah, see, it's so difficult.
and you can't say
So,
tribe because that's fucked up too.
but hey, you're part of the powwow crew. So, I mean, you know what?
Boo.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there, Dom. Be better.
Yeah, yeah. Let's be better.
Don't be a shit ass.
What would Dom Joseph do, or what would YAF do? That's what you need. What would YAF say?
Yeah, you need something that's like specific to your region, like the
Mhm.
Cougars or something.
Yeah,
The
I mean, we got.
Lions.
Oh, I should make a like a sockeye shirt or something, or a whale
You
shirt.
should make your logo in like that same type of design that you have in
Mhm.
your on your background. I don't know, like that's that
Oh, this one.
specific to Northwestern tribes. Yeah.
Yeah, this is like coastal art, but it's the art's done by I have this thing in here. It's not mine though. Like it's by HN. It's by David Robert Boxley. He's Shimshan. Shout out to him.
I
So it's
like
like his
it.
design. Yeah,
Res
my
Cat was my favorite.
yeah, they got some cool stuff there, man. But no, for real though, like on you guys got to come out. I'm serious about that Cardinals game. You guys would have took that L. I told you, Ravens, man, they're tough in preseason.
They're like the only ones that take it serious. That's the way.
I kind of want them to lose because I just know when they lose, I'm just gonna get a lot of people like, "Oh, you guys finally," you know. But I went to a Seahawks preseason game last week. It's gonna be a long year.
Is it really that bad, huh?
Well, it's preseason too. So, but I feel
Yeah,
like
that's what we feel like too.
it's kind of like, well, let's just chalk it up and wait for the regular season. But man, I
Yeah,
mean, maybe Drew Lock and Metcalf could make something happen.
you
And
guys
Penny,
like gave up Russ to keep Pete Carroll, which is beyond crazy to me. Because
dude,
I honestly feel like they have beef. So
they
one of
probably
them
did.
had to go. And I think that the organization chose Pete Carroll, which is, I don't know, man. I think it's time for a change. I think he's a little bit long in the tooth.
Mm,
I mean,
I
it
think
probably happens to everyone, but I don't think people. I think it's harder for like him to just get the troops rallied.
I think with Pete, he runs a system that requires you to run it, and they have the running backs, but they don't have the offensive line. It's kind of being like, all right, let's make peanut butter or jelly sandwich without peanut butter. It's like, okay, you got the jelly, you got the bread, but you got like the one of the most key components of this is gone. But maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like the Ravens are kind of in the similar boat. But they have the offensive line. So that's why they're going to run it down your throat. Anyway, I could sit here and talk NFL for hours, dude.
I will say this though. A lot of people give hate to Tom Brady, but they forget that he has a history of taking pay cuts to make his roster better. And that's the one thing people fail to mention is that, all right, you can say that he had this big system around him, but he helped bring in the talent by taking the like a lower pay. I mean, he was paid under what he was worth. So
Yeah.
if people really want to win, that's what they have to do.
People aren't going to do it, man.
Yeah, I mean, right now it seems like a arms race with like QBs. Like you have, if you're a QB, you have to make over $400 million, or else you're a scrub. And it's like, all right, like do you
That's what they
value
did with
winning?
Yeah. It's like it was more of like back then you had to earn it to make it. Now it's like, well, Kyler, I'm not trying to hate. He won Rookie of the Year though, didn't he?
Yes.
Okay, so he has an accolade, like a really impressive one.
And he
But
went undefeated in high school. Don't ever forget that.
oh, don't ever forget that. That matters.
That matters.
His KD ratio is probably really good on Call of Duty as well.
I bet.
But that was a low hanging fruit. That was a lame joke. Replay that. Lame.
No, just add some boo sound effects.
Yeah, I'm gonna add some booze.
Or,
I was talking about
cricket.
low hanging fruit joke guy. I don't like being that guy. Like, what's another good low hanging fruit? It's just that guy. It's like someone says something lame. Anyway, I'm gonna be cautious of your time. 8:10. And I'm gonna leave this spot for anything else like I forgot or you want to bring up or plug your socials, anything.
I have a question for you. Have you ever unfollowed anyone on social media?
Oh,
and
yeah.
what prompted
Plenty.
why do you unfollow people?
If I were to unfollow someone, it's like, man, I just don't like what you post. Not necessarily like politics, sex, or religion, like that on that type of deep level. It's just like, it's almost like boring. Like, you ever see those people's stories where they're like fishing for like a compliment or like just like just trying to get a swipe up, like, dude, like eating alone today. I don't know. I should just say, just if I don't really like enjoy seeing their content, I unfollow them.
Okay, so one thing that gets an unfollow from me is like the overhyped girlfriend. Like the girl that
you might unfollow me here soon. I do that quite a bit.
No, I mean like the girl that, like, let's say you sneezed or she sneezed and her boyfriend said bless you. Then there's this whole post dedicated to him saying, oh, he's the greatest. He told me, he blessed me when I sneezed. It's like, come on. This is like the bar is so low. Like, seriously? I don't want to see no. Keep that to yourself.
He woke up, he got up, went to the bathroom and brushed his teeth. I'm just so blessed.
Considerate. See, it's that stuff that I can't stand. nothing against your relationship. It might be perfect, but for me, it's like, you know what? I don't want to see this because you're not going to let me see the bad stuff. I want to see you guys fight too.
That's a good thing. I mean, that's a good point. People only see the good, and I think that's what fucks people up.
And also, people need to understand about social media is like there's a power in not sharing everything. Because there's like, if you protect the things that you actually like really really care about, it's like those things will always be okay, and like people are always going to wonder why he doesn't post that. Like like I don't know about your personal IG, but like Adrian and I and Hirsch were talking about like really never post. Like I don't really post my dogs, and I feel like it bugs people. Like, why don't you post your dogs? And it's like, well, because I like them. Like, you don't need to know about my dogs because one, I don't want to have like a fake conversation that's like, oh, you have a German Shepherd? Oh, me too. I love German Shepherds, and then us connect like that. Like, no, there's things I love, and I protect them.
I try to do that with the pod sometimes. Like when I walk into a room, I try not to even bring it up. Like if someone brings it up to me, like I'll talk to them about it. But like I'm not trying to be like, oh, you need to know that I've said this before, you know, like, or I've talked about it. Like I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, you know, or I have one. And my personal one's really just like pictures of me and my girlfriend. That's really all it is. And people are like, oh, you guys should post like more videos. I'm like, no, you guys get the pictures I post. That's it. You know, it's weird.
The funny thing about podcasting that you mentioned is because your catalog is so extensive as well. Sometimes people be like, oh, in episode 12, you said this. What did you mean by that? And I'm like, that was a long time ago. Can you give me some context? Like,
like that's 2020, bro.
Like,
at this point. Yeah, I think that's the special thing about it is I've thought about deleting like the first 50, to be honest with you.
Really? Why don't you just hide them?
Yeah, I think I like private them on the RSS or just put them on. Yeah, I thought about
the
that.
First episode of ours because it was kind of some mid, but we'll release it every now and then.
I've deleted like through 4 episodes. So the count is technically off. If someone was like a real big fan and they want to call me out, I'm kind of do the thing on 8 Mile when he like gives you ammunition to burn me. If you want like some ammunition, you could go count all episodes and be like, actually, you're on episode 119 technically, but I just deleted.
Parents has a real good marriage.
Yeah, like, you know, stuff like that.
So. Okay, but I get that. But back to gatekeeping. Shout out to all the new native podcasts out there. I mean, one thing I've never wanted to do is like gatekeep, and I kind of felt like there's becoming a bigger place for people that are just trying to entertain people. Because before it seemed like when we started podcasting, when we first started podcasting, places like your podcast and what we do at YAF, there really wasn't a lane for that. It seemed like there was this at the time this big community of like, let's say, scholarly podcasts that were gatekeeping. Like if you said something that they didn't appreciate, it's like, don't listen to that podcast, it's terrible. But now I'm starting to see more. I'm sorry, like this new one I saw was like just about this guy talking about movies. I was like, oh, okay, cool, man. I like this.
Yeah, like it's simple. Like I like how it's accessible. I usually, whenever I actually had somebody comment 2 days ago on the pod. They're like, hey, I want to start my own. I'm like, dude, hit me up anytime. Like I'll answer any questions if you need help, what equipment to get. Because it's just cool to give back or help out. You know, I don't know. I'm not no expert, but I've done however many episodes now, you know.
Yeah, I always like to last week someone was like, hey, can I send you some audio to test out the mic? I was like, sure, okay. And so I got sent some audio, like 3 different clips, like, how's this one sound? How's this one sound?
Yeah.
How does this one sound? I was like, well, the second one sounds good. And he's like, oh, cool. And then because one of them was most expensive and that wasn't the one that sounded the best.
Wow. That makes sense.
Like, all right, cool.
Sometimes those expensive ones, like they need a lot more stuff to amp it up, or your mixer messes it up too.
Yeah.
That's yeah. I want to get a new. I need to get a new recorder, but I'm kind of worried about the same reason if it's going to sound much different. So, but other than that, yeah, man, I've just not much else going on. Just been listening to the pod, traveling, doing great things. Give people 70% of your life and then make them wonder about the rest of it. Or 30. Depends on whatever number,
90. I say 95 because there's 5% that I just want people to feel like he could be lying about this.
Yeah.
Which I probably am.
Yeah. Anyways, bro, yeah, this has been great, man. Thanks for coming on, taking the time to show up, and this is awesome.
Hey, shout out to the Naquatswavi in parentheses friendship podcast. It's a Hopi podcast, and I would say change the name because I can't say no quote Svinny. Other than that, continue doing what you're doing. All the listeners continue to support Dom Joseph. Don't listen to the YAF pod because it's terrible. I'm like the reverse guy that does the smash the like button. No, don't smash the like button. You know why? I'm bugged so much by YouTube right now. I don't like the ads, and I don't like the content makers putting ads in their content. It's like it's like, this episode is sponsored by Hims. If your hair is losing, it's Hims that you need to do. And it's like, bro, you're getting paid off of the AdSense too.
Yeah, that's true.
And you're getting paid the sponsored message. It's double dipping at this point.